Alright guys, I want to show you something here. I'm getting the snowblower ready for the big snowstorms we're fixing to have. I've only used this one time, and I used it for about a half an hour and that was it. And at that time I knew it was not adjusted right. So I did some research on how you need to adjust it, and what they do tell you is to, let me show you what happens. They tell you to check the air pressure in your tires. My tires, they say they're supposed to be at 20 pounds. They say between 14 and 17 pounds. I've got mine at 17 pounds. You don't want a super hard tire in the snow. You want it to give a little bit. But then they tell you to do this next. They tell you to take the handle and rock it. If you can rock it, your unit is out of adjustment. And when they say that's out of adjustment, they are talking about this piece here, these legs. These feet, they're down here. There's another one right here. Okay, well, I'm in here trying to adjust it, and I'm realizing that these feet are actually on backwards. You cannot adjust it. I'll show you what I'm talking about when I get done, when I get it picked up, and I'll bring it to you and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, with these two screws loose, this foot is supposed to be able to slide up and down, okay? And you see there's a lot more give down here. It won't adjust because it bottoms out on here. As far as I can go, and it's out of adjustment. That's where they had it. So they had these on backwards. So what we need to do is change it around. I always thought that, why do they put the nuts on the inside? The nuts should be on the outside. So let's take this off. All right, now what we're going to do is, this needs to be turned this way. All right, and then we need to push the stud through. If you look, okay, that right here is square, right? Okay, they put this all together wrong. There's a square in here. That's how that locks in. You see how that is? It locks right in there. So what we need to do now is do that. Let me put them on. You've got a lock washer, a washer and a lock washer. Put that on. Okay, let's shove this other one through. Remember I told you there's a square on here. And there's a square in this unit, how it fits, right in there, right there. That holds it there. That was not done. My guess, not the manufacturer, but probably the place that sold these did not put this together right. All right, and what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to be able to adjust it all the way. There you go. See how that is? You got full adjustment. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and do this side, take it apart. And I will do the same thing on this side. Here is that blade. It's sitting inside that cup, so you can't adjust this. It won't go nowhere. And that's what I was telling you, they had it wrong. All right, let's turn it around. Remember I told you about that square? It goes right in here, just like that. And you want it loose because you're going to make an adjustment. So we'll loosen that up because this is going to go up and down. You want it to move freely. There you go. So, we'll get that in a second. While I've got this up in the air, okay, they tell you to spray all those areas, to shoot everywhere with a silicone spray so that the snow doesn't stick to anywhere. And this one does say right on it, snowblower shoots. Wheelbarrows, it's made for a lot of stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to spray this while I've got it in the air so nothing sticks. Just give it a good coat. Just going to spray everything that's in here. That way the snow don't stick to it. Then it tells you to spray your chute in here. We'll spray the chute after I make the adjustment. I'll show you down here what I got to do down the bottom. All right, I'll show you that here in a minute. All right, now we sprayed the inside with silicone. These shoes are loose. Now we're going to lower it down and we're going to make our adjustment. And if you look, the shoe went all the way down. We're down. Now what they tell you to do is that you need to have an 1/8 inch gap between the ground and that box right there. Well, quarters are 1/16 each. So we got 1/8 right here. Set the quarters in here. Set it on top. There we go. Now we're set. Now that shoe is down all the way, now we can make our adjustment. We can tighten that down. And I'll do the same thing with that side, and then this thing should be set and perfect. Let me go ahead and tighten this down here. All right, that's tight. Now we'll go on the other side, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, that's down on the ground, so let's tighten it up. I'm going to make sure those are pretty tight, just because that, you know, the body of this unit sits on it. All right, so I'm going to take those quarters out. Now, let's go back here. Let me set this around there, and let's do the shake test that they talked about. It's solid now. Look at that. It's all adjusted. It's solid. Before it used to rock back and forth. Not no more. We're good. And what happens is when you're running a snowblower, it's running on those pads. Now, it's not so much here because I don't use a snowblower a whole lot, because I haven't used it yet. But that one time. But the deal is that the you lived up north, those pads wear out, and you just get replacement pads as it goes and keep it up. All right, then it tells you to spray your chute. This wouldn't turn a second ago. It was for just plain sitting for so long, so I sprayed her. I got it to work. But now they tell you spray your chute for the silicone also, so the snow don't stick in there. It's good. Spray inside that area that I'm doing. Just give it a good old coating. There you go. And they tell you to let that set up for a couple hours before you use it. And next thing is to check the oil. And the oil level is right on it, dead on. Looks good. And the next thing would be to put fuel in it. All right, I already put gas in it. I looked, I didn't have the button pushed for the video, but no big deal. You all know how to put gas in. Now, one thing about all my lawnmowers, weed whackers, everything, do not, I know the newer models, you're able to do it, but do not run your, you must run pure gas. I'm not saying high octane, no. Pure gas. Do not use the stuff that has alcohol base, methanol base, because the alcohol and all that that's in the older units, and this is an older one, it's probably at least 15 years old, but it's brand new, lawnmowers, the carburetors cannot handle that alcohol-based stuff or methanol stuff. So if you've got, what is it, 10% or 15% or 20% methanol, ethanol, do not run it in this stuff. Every one of my red cans, extra gas, I can run pure gas and everything, but I buy it that way, so if, you know, like my generator, if times get tough, something happens, my generator has to have the right gas all the time. So, your cars can run all that methanol and all that's made for it, but these things were not back then. The newer stuff is. And you can always look it up what it says on your paperwork when you get your new unit, what kind of gas to run. So we got to run pure gas. All right, this has electric start. I'm fixing to plug it in. This thing has not fired up this year. I just put gas in it. I haven't, well, I fired it last year because I thought I was selling it. All right, let's see. I got to see how to start it. It's been so long, I forgot. Took me a second to remember how to make it move. We got the handle on the right. This is the drive. And then this handle on the, well, actually, if you're standing behind it, this handle on the right is the blade, and that's the drive. There's your chute. You all seen it working. I haven't started this thing. This is at least, it's new, but it's at least 15 years old, been used once. Never had gas in it till I bought it. I used it at one time, and like now I just filled it, and when I'll use it here, I'll probably run it out of gas and it parks there. And that's what I do with all my stuff. I'll put that gas treatment in it and I'll run it out, and that way all the seals are good and everything's good with it. But you've seen, there we go. So this thing is ready for the snow that we get, whatever it's going to be. I'm going to have fun. You heard me, right? I said I was going to have fun. All right, guys. All right, I need to go continue messing with the animals. I remembered I wanted to get this video out on this before I forget. You've seen how you make those adjustments to those legs, right down there, and that one there, and it's barely dragging right on the ground right now. So it should be dragging on those legs on both sides, and it is. All right, guys, let me go and put this thing up, get it to the back door so it's ready for whenever we need it. All right, guys, there we got 1, 2, 3, 4 deer. That's out there now. I'm going to zoom in a little more. There. There's one over there. That's 2, 3, 4. I thought they had feed out in the feeder. I think they hear me or see me. And I went down and looked and it was empty, so I threw some more feed out there. Like I said, well, when I did go out and look underneath that tree, I couldn't see nothing out there, but they had to be close by to know I put feed out there. So that one on the left keeps staring up here, keeps looking up. It's still snowing. I think it's supposed to continue for just a little longer. The snow, I was just out there messing with the pigs and the goats, and we probably got about 6 inches. See that one deer that's going back over there? It is heading back to, right there, it's heading back out to that dark area you're looking at. Is a huge pine tree, the leaves roll down. That's where I think they were. Look, they're kind of heading that way. Also, another look. Look who's down there. Imagine that. Well, it's hard to see. There's Willow. Alright, we're going to leave him alone.